had was November 5, and my November 5, yeah, because it was November 6th. It was gonna be my 40 weeks. That's when I was gonna be 40 weeks, and that's when the doctor set my inducement date. So my pregnancy was pretty normal, you know. It was normal. I was going through, I mean, to the normal, you know, stages where like the beginning of the pregnancy, yeah, I had my nauseas and all that, but I was pretty healthy, so my baby was healthy, so everything was smooth. I was still going to school, and I was still able to, you know, go through my whole day. Okay, so since my labor was not, since I was not going into labor on my own, they had to schedule my inducement date. And in case you don't know what getting induced means, it means that they just give you medication in order for the labor to start coming, so the contractions and all that, you know. So yeah, they had to do that. So that day, on the November 5, they called me to set my date. And when they called me, you know, that day, the whole day, I was just so nervous because I knew that the big day was about to come. So I was just so nervous the whole day, just waiting, you know, holding the phone, because I did not want to miss that call that they were gonna tell me what time and what day I'm supposed to be at the hospital. So finally, you know, they call me and they tell me, hey, you know, you need to be at the hospital at 5 o'clock in the morning the next day. Yeah, so they just tell me, just be ready by 5 o'clock, and they gave me the whole like the whole, you know, place to be. So after that, I called my boyfriend right away. So I call him and I tell him, hey, you know, we have to be at the doctor at the hospital at 5 o'clock in the morning. And yeah, so that I think it's finally coming, you know. And I mean, it's my first baby, so I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's gonna happen, you know. So then my boyfriend's mom, you know, she starts telling me, well, you know what, don't worry, I'm gonna coach you, so I will be right next to you, you know, telling you that. And then she starts, you know, she's the one that was gonna help me through my labor. And I'm still, you know, like, oh, this was supposed to be my mom. My mom was supposed to be the one next to me, telling me, trying to calm me down, and, you know, tell me when to push and all that stuff. But anyways, so we're just so anxious, nervous, and just a mixed emotions, you know. I'm just, that whole night, you know, I'm just so anxious. So I told my parents, you know, about it and all that, so they're getting ready. So my dad was gonna be the one who was gonna drive me to the hospital. So I'm just getting, you know, everything ready, making sure that I don't forget anything on my diaper bag and all that, but you know, with the baby shower and then my boyfriend working, so we were able to get almost everything for our baby. So I'm just so nervous and just so anxious, you know, because finally the big day is about to be here. So I'm just, yeah, so that whole night I was not able to sleep. Like, I literally did not sleep at all because I'm just thinking, you know, I'm just anxious. So finally 4 o'clock got, you know, it was 4 o'clock in the morning on November 6th. So I'm just taking a shower, getting ready to leave the hospital. My mom had to stay home, you know, because she had my little ones to worry about still. So she did not went to the hospital just yet. So we went to the hospital, we checked in, and then they did all this monitor. They start putting the monitor on my stomach, and then the IV, and then she started doing all this stuff. So they started the IV, where they start putting the medicine, you know, to start getting me into contractions. So finally, you know, I start feeling some type of contractions and all this different pains that I never felt before. But I just started going through all this different pain, and yeah, then the doctor comes in, and then he inserts like something in there, like something long, insert it to rip the baby's bag, so my water, you know, so that the baby could start pushing down, you know, that. So he does that, and then in the room is me, because it's already later in the morning, so my mom was finally there. It was me, my boyfriend, his mom, his dad, and my dad and my mom. So they were all in the room, you know. So we were waiting, just waiting to finally everything start coming, you know. So me and my boyfriend were just looking at each other because we don't know what to expect. So we're just looking at each other, and I'm just going through pain. So I hate him at this time, you know. I told him I hate you, you know, because you put me through this. But I mean, it was just the pain talking. But I'm already, you know, at 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters, and I just can't handle the pain no more. And my mom, she did not want me to get the epidural. She just didn't approve it, you know, because she wanted me to go through the whole pain, you know. So like that, I don't go through it no more, and so I could learn my lesson pretty much. So she did not want me to get the epidural. And I'm just, you know, asking, you know, for more medicine, because they give you something through the IV, but it's not as strong as the epidural. So I'm just asking for something, you know, stronger, because I can't help it no more. I can't. So the doctor, you know, he asked my mom if she wanted me to, you know, get the epidural, that it has to be up to them, because they have to give consent. I'm 15, so I cannot speak for myself, so it's everything under my mom and dad. So, you know, finally, I guess she felt bad for me, so she says yes, they give consent, you know, so I can get the epidural. So I finally got it, and I was relieved, you know. When you get the epidural though, your legs go numb, and just, I mean, yeah, it gets the pain away, but you start feeling other things, you know, like your legs go completely numb, and when it's time to push, you can't feel that you're pushing. You at least don't feel like you're pushing hard enough. So I got the epidural, and then I was able to stay calm for a little bit, and finally I start feeling this pressure, like uncontrollable. Like I could feel some kind of a very strong pressure, like I'm just, you know, like yeah, it was time for the baby to come, and it's already like around 12. It was already 12:30, 12:20 in the afternoon. So I'm just like, you know, something's happening, you know, because I'm just feel like this kind of pressure. So everybody, you know, is getting up, you know, and then they go and get the doctor. So the doctor and everybody, the whole team comes in, and he starts, you know, the whole looking down there and all that. So he starts feeling, he's like, yeah, the head it's about to come, the baby's about to come. So I'm like, oh my goodness, you know, I'm just so like, it's finally here, you know. So my mom and my dad, and then his mom, his dad, they're still in the room with my boyfriend. So he's next to me, and then I have, you know, his mom telling me like, okay, you know, my mom, she's holding one of my legs, and I don't know, like, now I think about it, I'm like, oh my god, you know, my mom, my dad, everybody pretty much saw me down there, like, yeah. So everybody knows what down there looks like. But that's the last thing you think about when you're going through whole labor and delivery. But so yeah, so finally laying there, you know, ready to push, because the baby is about to come. So I was just pushing and pushing and pushing, and nothing will happen. Like the baby would not come out. So they start my mom starts crying, you know, like she starts crying. So I'm just looking at her like, why is she crying? But then because the doctor was like, you know, something happened to the baby, like he I don't know, some complications happened where the baby, he turned, and then the umbilical cord was wrapped around him. So everybody starts freaking out, you know, because I mean, this is not, I mean, obviously none of us were ready for that, you know, it's for complications. So the doctor, you know, starts saying that we know we might have an emergency C-section. So he's telling the nurses and everybody to get the room ready, because we might have a C-section. So my mom, you know, she starts crying. So she gets out of the room. She walks out of the room because she just couldn't handle it. And then I'm still in pain, you know, even though like I have the epidural, you still feel pain and stuff. So I'm just trying to get the baby out, and nothing, you know, nothing's happening. So finally, you know, like the baby's head start coming out a little, and I mean, my mom was already back in the room, so the baby's head starts coming, but still, like, he was just stuck there. So they had to before, you know, they run me to the surgery room, they did the whole vacuum. So finally, you know, they vacuum up the baby, and he was able to come out. So thankfully, you know, and the baby actually did rip me down there. So yeah, so it was, I mean, oh yeah, that's a whole different thing, you know. But anyways, so once I see the baby coming out, you know, that was like everything just, like the whole, like the only thing I could see was the baby. Like that was the only thing I was focusing on, you know, just my baby. And then they took him out, and then they started hitting him, because when babies come out they start hitting them so hard, and I'm just like, why are they doing that, you know? But I'm just looking at him, and then he finally starts crying. The baby starts crying, and I hear him, and I just start crying. I start crying, you guys, because that's just the most beautiful moment, the most precious. It's just a magical moment, you know. Like, so I was finally able to hold my baby in my arms, you know. I just put him on my chest, and I just start crying, and I start counting his little fingers and his little toes. It was just, oh my goodness, very emotional, you know, finally holding my baby that was inside of me. Finally, I got to hold him for the very first time. So I have my mom, you know, my dad, they're just there, you know. My mom's still crying, and my dad, you know, everybody's just happy. I mean, I don't know, like, I forgot about the pain, I forgot about everything. It was, at this moment, it's just my baby. My focus and everything is on my baby. And that's just for all your mommies, you know, that, you know, have went through a delivery, you know what kind of feeling I'm talking about, because it's just unexplainable. There's no words to describe this moment. But yeah, so finally, you know, after that, they start cleaning him and all. So they take him, and my boyfriend, he cuts the umbilical cord, and everybody starts holding him, and I just see my mom smiling, and oh, like, I don't know if at this moment she forgot about everything, you know, or what. But so the baby is just out, finally here. So that was, you know, my delivery. So after that, I mean, I had to obviously recover and all. So they left me in the hospital for 1 day. So I had to be in the hospital for 1 full day. I did got stitches down there. So yeah, that was painful afterwards. After, you know, the whole baby, you do feel everything. So if you get the epidural, your legs are still numb. You're not able to get up and walk, you know. So I was not able to move for a day. I mean, for the whole day, you know. So and then before you leave the hospital, you have to be able to pee and have a bowel movement. So I was having a very hard time peeing, so they had to insert me the catheter, and that is one of the, like, oh my goodness, that just having that thing inside, it's pain. I don't know, it's just a very uncomfortable feeling. So I had to stay in the hospital for 1 whole day. And then after, you know, the next day, my dad comes in, and he starts asking me, so what are you planning on doing now that the baby's here? So what are you and Louis planning on doing? Because I don't want you to be a single mom. I don't want you to be you on your own and Louis on his own and just the baby, you know. I want you to be married and, you know, start, I mean, you have to start your own family, and that's all you can think about. That's all your focus now. It's only on the baby, and now you have to, you know, get with Louis. So what do you guys think, and what are your thoughts? What are you planning on doing, and all this? And I'm just like, I don't know. I just told him, I don't know what we want to, you know, what we're gonna do now. So he tells me, are you gonna move in with him, or is he moving in with you? And I'm like, well, I don't know if he's moving in with me, because I don't know how you guys feel about that. So he tells, I mean, even though you guys had my baby, I was still not ready to move out of my parents, okay? Even though when you're young, you talk so much stuff, you know, about when I'm this age, I'm so ready to move out. No, now it did not happen like that. I was not ready to move out of my parents. So he tells me, well, you know, ask him if he wants to move to the house, and we're okay with that, you know. I mean, you you have your baby now, so it's best for him to be with you guys. So he tells me that, and he so ask him if he wants to move in so I can help him bring his stuff. So I'm like, okay. So now I'm just, you know, there trying to think of what are we gonna do. And I asked him, you know, hey, so are you planning on coming and moving in with us, or what do you want to do? He's like, well, yeah, I'm moving with you. So that day, you know, he went to get his stuff and he starts putting it into my my room. So I'm still at the hospital. So finally, you know, I'm getting discharged and I'm going home. And my boyfriend, he's still working. I mean, thank God that he's very responsible, that he was still working and all that. So we went to the house finally, and that night that I got discharged is the night that he moved into my room. So that night, you guys, even though, like, I mean, obviously we had our stuff going on, he was my boyfriend, he was my baby's dad and all that, that night, it was the most depressing night I ever had. And I remember just looking, you know, because it was already, I mean, that night, I remember just looking, you know, and turning and seeing him sleeping in my bed. I don't know, I just started crying. I just started crying and started going through this, asking myself, why did I do this? Why did I get pregnant? Why did I have, you know, why did I do it with him? Why did I, just so many things, you know. I was not ready to move in, obviously, with him. I was not ready to be a wife. So I just started crying the whole night, and I don't think he noticed because he was sleeping, so he did not worried about me at that time. But I was just not ready. I was not ready to move in, even though we had our baby. So I mean, as you know, the nights were kind of difficult, because even when you have a baby, you have to be waking up every 2 hours, and it was just awful because I was not completely ready for that. So that happened. So finally, you know, weeks went by, and now at school, I got homeschooled for the first 2 months. So I got homeschooled, so the teacher will come, you know, and then she will give me my work and stuff, and I will do it. My mom is working, so she has her little ones to take care of. My dad's working, my boyfriend is working, so basically it's just me, myself, and the baby. So it was difficult, you know, because trying to do your work and trying to take care of a baby, it was very difficult. I had no one to watch the baby, you know, while I had my own things to do. So those days were just difficult. And my mom, you know, she kept her word about she was not gonna watch my baby, and she was not gonna do this, because I mean, now to this day, you know, she does watches my kids, like, you know, like 1 day out of the week when I work and stuff, but she does not like babysitting for too long. And I think, I mean, now that she's, you know, she's older and stuff, but back then it was the same. She did not like, she will hold the baby and she will help me out, and, you know, to take a shower and to do my little things. But yeah, she would not. It was just basically me and my boyfriend had to figure it out on our own of how we're gonna do our things, you know. So I have to get after, you know, that after getting homeschooled, I just decided to do online school, because I thought that it was going to be easier, because I mean, I couldn't go back to school with my baby, you know, because who was going to watch him? My boyfriend obviously had to work. He, at this point, he's no longer in school. He had to he quit school, so he only had to focus working for, you know, to support us. So that was, yeah, it was sacrifice, you know. But so I just did that. I quit going to school, and I just continued doing online. So because I was so ahead in my credits when I was during that whole year that I was going to the high school, I was okay, you know. I was okay when I went back into online. So after that, you know, my baby's growing, and my mom, I remember the nights were so stressful because the baby will cry and we just don't know what to do. It was me and my boyfriend, we didn't know what to do. So sometimes, like, my mom, you know, because we were still living with them, so she will wake up and she starts telling me what's wrong, you know. Maybe he has what is the gas, so try to give him this, try to give him that, but that was all. And yeah, that was, I mean, she would help me with that, but other than that, it was just me and my boyfriend. So finally, you know, my baby is growing, and yeah, so 2 years later, I had another baby. And yes, so I went through the whole thing all over again, but I was still in school. I was still doing online. So after that, I had my other baby, and that's so yeah, when I had my second baby, after that, you know, I was 17. So I was 17, and then me and my boyfriend finally got married through court. So we got married, and yeah, we've been married ever since. But after, you know, we got married, that same year, I got pregnant again for the third time, and I had my little girl. And that's the year that after I had my little girl, you know, that same year, I graduated from high school finally. So I did graduate with 3 kids. And yeah, you guys, that after I graduated, I just decided, you know, to do something short, like a short career, because I did not want to be stuck working at you know, like a fast food place or anything. I wanted to get something more than minimum wage, because we have 3 kids and it's not cheap, you know, so we needed some more income. So yeah, so I went to get my certified nursing assistant, and everything else is just happened. I mean, we're still holding together. And then after that, you know, obviously we had another kid, we bought our house, and then we had another kid, and then now I'm here sitting in front of the camera telling you guys my story. And it was not easy at all, because I mean, I had pretty much a baby myself, giving birth to a baby, and then I mean, kids, they don't come with instructions, and it's pretty much every single day is a learning experience, you know, because now my son is 11 years old. He's getting into that age where he kind of wants to talk back to me, and he forgets that I don't know if he forgets that I'm his mom, but it's just, even, you know, it's just difficult being a mom. I think that's just one of the toughest jobs we have, but I mean, it's the most rewarding job ever, because you just unconditional love, and I don't know, it's just, I love my kids to death, you know, and everything I do, it's for them. Everything I'm doing, every single thing is for them. And one thing, you know, I do regret about getting pregnant right away. I mean, obviously something that I did not want, it was not planned, but one thing I do kind of wish, you know, we waited, was because now we have our kids, we have our family, we're working, we have our own, you know, our own things going on, that me and my husband now, we don't have time for each other. We don't go on dates, we're just too busy taking care of our kids that we forget to take care of our own selves, you know. And that's most important, you know, because you have to keep your relationship alive, you know. You have to do things to keep the love there and just to keep it growing. But I don't know, it's just a whole different subject. But yeah, you guys, everything it's just been difficult, you know. Nothing comes easy, and definitely raising a kid is not easy at all, but we're making it. We're doing it. And I mean, obviously, I'm not the best mom, but I do try my best to be the best, you know, that my kids could possibly have. So I'm sorry, this video was kind of all over the place, and I probably missed some things, but I hope, you know, you enjoyed watching my story. And yeah, you guys, I don't think we will ever be ready to be a mom, and definitely being a teen and having a baby, you're definitely not ready at all either. But it happened to me, so I mean, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed watching my story, you know, and if you are someone that's going through it and you need someone to talk to, I'm here, you guys. So you can always message me through Snapchat, through Instagram, through Facebook. I'm here. And yeah, I hope you have a very beautiful day. And please, if you enjoyed watching my video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, subscribe if you just want to be part of our family. So thank you so much, you guys, for all the love and support I get. You know, each video, each time is just amazing. And you know, you guys are part of my family now, and I just want to be able to share my life experiences with you guys. So yes, you guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.